Well, good morning to you, my fellow space monkeys. How are you today? It's Adrian Babashoff, and I'm back for another show. And today it's probably, I always say this on, well, not always, but a lot of my shows that I come up with, I look and I go, oh God, this is the most important one. I can't believe we haven't put this one out first. But there's like so many important details, I think, and structures to lifestyle design, to life in general. And I think that it's hard to pick which one's the most important. But today we're going to talk about the maintenance, the alternative lifestyle design way of maintaining a big portion of your life. There's this area, this part of this show could be fragmented into many different, very important areas. So I know that there's a lot more that I'm probably not going to discuss today, but we're going to get into some of the fundamental details that I've just got jotted down here for you. And so a little bit about it, to get your whistle wet, is like, how can we maintenance life? How are we maintaining what we already have before we introduce new things into our lives? Very important things such as health and wealth, money, spirituality, happiness, all of these things, and just the physical goods. The physical ones, the ones that one of them that gets me pretty good is that are you maintaining your vehicles and your home and things of that nature, things that will cost you thousands of dollars if you're not done properly. And then you mean to tell me that you're going to introduce something else new into your life that's going to corrode, that's going to be neglected, especially if it's a form of life like a dog or a cat or a farm animal, or worse yet, your children or your parents or yourself? So let's get into the show. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to creating an alternative lifestyle design that improves quality of life for both people and the planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind to liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Before we start moving forward in here, I'd like to talk to you guys a sociological observation that I had, and it's kind of the premise of this whole show, is that it's a lot of these things are the power of suggestion. These are the power of observation and exploration of ideas and things. And more so, I think, on an observational level of what the heck is going on in our day-to-day normal lives. And I think is what I'm finding from the past year or so of really hunkering down, trying not to speak over people, but listening, and then trying to add in some perspective and some ideas. You see, everybody's so into what they're doing, like the rat race and things of that nature. And we did one where, the cult or obsession of people, where they're pretty much stuck. They're cemented in their ways. And a sociological observation I've noticed is you can't even suggest something new or a different angle most of the time, because people are so stuck in what they're doing. I think they take it as offense. They take it as they're under attack, like you're trying to take something away from them when you're merely just looking at ideas and perspectives of life. And I think that's the main show, just like today's topic. So I think that we should definitely be careful with that, and we should notice this and not really take it to heart. I think that, as I said in these other shows, is that the way to get ahead in life is people who are like that, and you want to have a discussion, you want to improve things, the first thing you got to do is get away from those people. They're not open to new ideas and possibilities. They think their way is the right way, and that is it. And this show is definitely not that. If it ever gets perceived that way, I apologize. But it's merely just observing and asking that question. So today I want to ask you the question is, are you handling your life? Are you maintaining things? I think the very most important off the list that I can think of here is health. What good is everything? And I've said this before, but it bears repeating. What good is all this life and all this success if you ain't got your health? Are you maintaining those things? And it was a question I asked myself, was, of all the things, the matrix of life, all the bills, right? All the stresses and things that comes with life, with living in the rat race, running your job, running your home, being a parent, being an owner of a pet, a farm, life in general, friends, you're having your love life and your spirituality, all of these things. Ask yourself, are you able to keep up with them before you introduce anything new in your life? Are all these things being tended to correctly? Are you putting enough water and fertilizer on your imagination and your own love, your self-love, your love for others? Are you nurturing that and growing it like a plant? Or is it suffering? And then we go and put more madness. We introduce new things that when we're not even taking care of the immediate things that we have under our roof right now, under our, I was going to say control, but not control. So I think this is very, very important to try to just do an experiment. I think that's one of the biggest things with the alternative lifestyle design is trying to streamline life, right? Life is all fucked up. Oh, God dang it, I keep forgetting. I got to pre-record this. This is the Potty Mouth podcast, so I apologize for that if you get your kids there, but definitely not meant for kids. But really try to keep up with the immediate things that you already have. And I think the answers to this dilemma, to this problem, is to really simplify your life so that you can get a handle on these things. I'm not a minimalist. I consider myself minimalist-ish. And I love how there was a story, it was a TED Talks, and how the guy said his friend came over and they boxed everything up in his house and just put it all in a room. They didn't get rid of it. They just boxed everything up. And then he just kept a couple little things that he thought he would need, like important things, like a bar of soap, a toothbrush, one frying pan, things of that nature, and slowly just started to only take what he needed. And what he found is like all that other shit he had, it just ended up where it was there, but he forgot about it. And was it really necessary, essential to his survival? No, he found out that it wasn't. So why do we clutter and put all of these things in our lives and deal with that stress, watching things break, having to go buy things again, and doing a job that you hate, or trying to save up money for retirement, watching that spill out to things like new tires on your car, or a whole new car if you didn't run your life like a business, if you didn't check your oil regularly, change your oil regularly, metaphorically speaking, in life, your spirituality, and everything. So I think this is a really huge observation. I think each one of us should personally take a look at our lives. As they say, when you catch on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. And I think this is right now is the time to stop, drop, and roll. Take a good look around you and see what exactly is going on. Get a perspective. I think that's probably one of the hardest things in all of our lives is we're spinning so fast, the ocean of life, we're getting hit by the waves so at a constant pace that a lot of us don't have perspective, because if we did, I think we'd freak the fuck out. We would look and go, oh my God, what is it that I actually have control of? As they say, is life happening to you, or are you making life happen? And I think a big thing is, the things that you own end up owning you. Are these, is that what's happening with your ideas, your dreams, and your plans? All the rat race, the matrix, the things that you own, the so-called success that you're after? As we said, are you happy, or do you want people to think that you're happy? It's a really trippy thing. I mean, I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but I'm really truly obsessed with this fascination of people, of how much they care about what they look like, what people perceive them as. I just see it so much, and I feel so sorry for people, because there's so much, there's a whole different way of life, of living. So many, like, another observation on the other side of the coin is like some of these professors and inventors and stuff, like, you ever notice they look like a fucking madman? They got glasses on because they've used their eyes so much for reading, researching, and writing up formulas and designing things, building things, that their eyes are just kind of like, okay, I need a crutch. And then if you notice, they got these wild, scraggly beards, their fucking hair's all over the place, because they're so far into what they're doing. They're after what I coined for myself is, I'm after the function, not the aesthetics. And I think it might have already been called by somebody, I don't know, but I like to think it's original by me, is look at the functionality, not the aesthetics of things. Like for instance, I could tell you guys, I've done some inventions. The 7.3 liter, my mobile studio that you're hearing right now, that's the background noise for those of you wondering. In the back, I've built a whole table for my solar powered refrigerator, freezer. I hung up a DC solar powered fan. I've got lights. There's no switch on one of them. Everything's kind of crinkly. I put it all together to see if it'll work first, to see if I like it. I didn't give a shit about making it look really pretty so others could look in my truck and go, wow, how pretty neat. Besides the fact that I've got so many things that I'm into and that I'm doing, I don't have time to try to make things pleasant for other people, for their viewing fucking, agendas, I want to know what this thing does for me first. And if I find the time later on in life, I will paint it up, probably with some eco-friendly wood stain instead of some toxic paint. And I'll have it there with non-toxic and beautified, and something that maybe it is nice to look at. But for right now, I'm in the ideas phase, in the creative phase. And I guess what I'm asking you guys is to consider, don't let those things keep blocking your life, because you're probably busy like me. You know, even if you have a 9-to-5 job, you're a blue collar worker, you're not an entrepreneur like me, you still got probably a lot of fucking time that you're spending towards trying to stay afloat, and you've got no vantage point. Or maybe you do, but it's very small. And you don't have to consider, stop worrying about the aesthetics of things and start doing things that serve you first, that actually have meaning. So yeah, I mean, so your health, going into that, is my life perfect in any way, form? In a lot of ways I say yeah, but in a lot of ways no. Am I truly happy with what I'm doing for my health? No, I am not, but I am cheating with supplements. I am drinking raw veggie juice to get some vegetable intake, eating for health reasons, right? And drinking vegetable plant-based protein with fruits, frozen fruits and things of that nature, and shredded up nuts and grains in a smoothie form, almost like a baby, because I'm so busy. It's already chewed up for me, right? Instead of thinking about my businesses and things I'm doing I have a problem, you see, where I don't chew my food enough. I just barely get it into like a mash, and then I swallow it. And it's horrible for your digestive system. So the answer for me, pathetically, is to grind my food up and make it like a Gerber baby food. But it helps digestion, it helps stay healthy, especially when you're on the go, and you can drink a smoothie a lot faster than drink a juice, and you can't eat a salad or eat a sandwich. So am I happy with those things? No, not really. Am I getting the cardio that I really want? Working construction, roofing construction particularly, I'm out, so I see it as an advantage, where a lot of you guys probably look, poor motherfucker, you know. No, but I'm outside, I'm getting vitamin D from the sun, but I'm also getting some labor, a lot of labor, and it's very physically demanding. So I see that I'm getting some exercise there, but I'm told it's not the same as a constant cardio, like running or walking very, fast for long periods of time. Although I debate that. I think that my heart rate and everything gets up all day. So yeah, am I happy with my health and everything? I think there's a hell of a lot. There's always room to do new improvements, but I think it could be done in a hell of a lot better way. And I think one of the things that I'd like to do is get my kids more into health, more exercise. We're eating really good foods and things of that nature, but our health and everything, our exercise can go up. I think when I say spirituality is the next one, I don't mean just a bunch of airy-fairy stuff. That stuff too, if you're into it, there's some of that stuff that I'm into too. Spirituality helps with happiness. It helps with well-being. But when I say that, is just like the experiences you get when the mind is calmed down. Like, I don't know if any of you guys can identify with this. I'm a freak. But sometimes it's just the greenness of everything, of plants and the sunlight shining through them. And you just notice, like right now, we're in towards the end of February here in Sunnyside, California, in North County, San Diego. And it's just beautiful. The grasses are growing, and there's right now it's early morning, so there's dew. You can see little rainbows on it. And if you just stop, as they say, to smell the flowers, I consider that kind of stuff spirituality. To notice the birds and to lay down, as I do on the roof sometimes, to take a break because my back hurts so bad I'm crying like a baby. No, you look up and you see a hawk circling in the sun and riding the what are those wind tunnels in the sky? I forget what they're called, little vortex. And effortlessly, they just open their wings and they go high up in the sky, and let your mind wander in the shapes of the clouds. And which brings me next to your happiness. Are all the things that you're doing, is it bringing you joy? Is it bringing you happiness? My trick for that is what I'm doing right now. No, it's not. But I incorporate things, as I just said, watching, observing nature and things of that nature, trying to find the beauty in everything that I do. But as far as my happiness goes, one of the tricks that I do is I know what I'm after, and I have a goal. I have a financial plan. I know what things are going to semi-cost. I do have over a year's supply of emergency funds, and just having those things takes, which we'll move on to next, is the stress, take it down, but it also helps with happiness. And I know a lot of people say that money can't buy happiness. Well, when you have money in the bank for emergencies, and in this rat race that we live in, when you need money, because as I say a lot, where does your food come from? Your electricity, your gas, your transportation, every single thing comes from money. So it's can it buy happiness? No, but it can help you to a way of happiness if it's looked at the right way. As I said in the beginning, perceived in that way as a help. Look at it as a tool, not a gadget of some sort, a badge that you can wear. It's pathetic to look at it that way. So, and your stress, guys. What good is are we always are going to have stress. There's no way we're going to get rid of everything, but to be stressed to this degree, I don't know about you guys, but in my life, I've experienced some serious stress. I think I've gone gray a lot earlier than I'm supposed to, but are we working towards and creating a lifestyle design to where we experience less stress? I can tell you on my side of the fence, I am, and I'm very happy with the results. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's damn well feels good to have gotten to where I am, to know that the things I've done have worked and the things that I'm working on as well are going to contribute more and more to this way of life. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to get whatever it is that you're after. So that's the show, guys. I know I can go on so much, but you got to ask yourself, are you handling this stuff, or is this stuff handling you? Well, one last word here. Speaking on handling stuff, I think I'm going to try to take a break. I really love making these podcasts. I don't really get out much. I'm a single father of a special needs kid, so I don't really have many people to talk to. So it's kind of nice. It's like my outlet, right? To I don't know, get whatever's on my mind. It's really nice to hear from you guys too when you guys comment and stuff. It feels like I got a text message, you know. So comment if you guys like the show, and if you guys have any questions or things you want to hear about, and. Yeah, I think like the message of the show, taking care of your business, I think that's what I'm going to need to do. I've got to start my daughter Violet's new buyers club thing, and I'm going to tell you guys all about it here once I get it off the ground. But I've let my life go into a clutter. It's starting to become annoying. It's causing stress. Maybe I'll take some pictures and put it on Instagram and TikTok. Like, I let the clutter in my house go out of control due to all the hard work and stuff I'm doing, and I want to get my life back in control on those parts, because that part contributes to, those are the things for me causes stress. When you can't find something and you got paperwork stacked over paperwork's falling over, and it's a fucking mess. So I'm going to take a breather, from the podcast. I may be gone for about a week or so, and when I come back, hopefully I'm refreshed and I'll have some new stuff, but I'll see if I can not refrain from posting another show. So I will see you guys as soon as I come back. I am very appreciative for you guys being here today, and I hope this information helps you in any form. So go out there and check out. There's the YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, private Facebook group, and of course all the Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. So as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it. Love it. Own it. And bone it, my friends.